Hi everyone, pardon me today, but I am getting over Rona 2022 and cannot be on front of the camera. But it's a beautiful day in mid-October and I am wishing to do an October garden tour, so here we are. This is one of those ornamental grasses we have around, and the drought really pushed back the flowering of or tasseling of these grasses. Usually these are like a Halloween staple for us, but they just came out like to yesterday. That's really late, and we're starting to get some frosty-ish weather this midweek. So the end of the bell pepper, this was never a very strong bell pepper plant, so I'm going to let this one go this year and get a new one. Also this jalapeno is not a strong one, so I'm going to let these peppers go. And this was our ginger bed we're done with. Over here, whenever I feel better, which is taking a while, it's just like a weakness. It's just really weak. Yeah, the okra. Oh, look at that. There's one okra that made it, but look how yellow it is. I won't be eating that. Maybe I'll save the seed if that works out. But the artichoke plant that I can barely get to, it's pretty healthy in here. The leaves are really strong and big, so I think next year we might have a good harvest of artichokes. These peppers are still going strong, so this pepper in particular I might save, and the chili also at the bottom. There's a paprika doing nicely under there. Yeah, this spot was really good for the peppers. I might definitely overwinter these plants since they are really healthy. And this is another artichoke plant that is also pretty strong here. Yeah, well, if I get enough energy to harvest in the next few days, I will. I had taken the pallet apart and I had transplanted a lot of the strawberries. I'm gonna also move these later to an area where I can bunch them all together and then surround them with leaves and wood chips to give them a little extra warmth through the winter. Over here, it's remnants of neglected peppers and eggplant. This was never a suitable site. This is a nice space. If I need to raise it, I'm gonna put a raised bed in this area, I think, where there's some logs, because the soil here is just too compacted. There's really not good earth under here. And I think I'm going to put ginger here because this is shaded and they like to be an understory, so I think they would do well here also. I haven't gotten to the rice. I don't think I will. And I have not gotten to the sweet potatoes because that is way too much work my little body cannot handle right now. So if and when I can get the energy to do that, I'm sure I will take you along with me. I have pulled up most of the remnants of what was in here. Watermelons that failed. There was one, like, out of the blue. I think it was the sugar baby, because that's the only one that comes up real fast. But that got obliterated pretty quickly. And now we just have random mushrooms growing everywhere from all the moisture. There's still plenty of cherry tomatoes. I am not seeing much formation of the kohlrabi, which is really bizarre because this bed is just so healthy. If you look right next door with the kohlrabi, I mean with the rutabagas, they're gigantic. They have absolutely doubled in size in a month. But I don't know, maybe the kohlrabi will bulk up when it gets even colder. I shall find out. I haven't gotten to harvesting the amaranth. I might be too late. In either case, we are going to have a lot of volunteer amaranth next season. I don't know, is it the rabbit? There's a giant rabbit here, but it has been just making a mess of my parsley. It's just topping them and leaving, you know, a whole bunch of stuff around. I don't like it. I mean, there's plenty. I don't really mind. But it's just annoying to look at this mess they're leaving. Or it's leaving. See, there's this beautiful curly parsley. Here's the flat leaf. There's all these, like, just broken pieces it leaves behind that I'll give to the chickens. But why? Why don't you just eat it and move on? So I've cleaned some of the cherry tomatoes and other parts that are volunteers, but I've left this one still alone. Here's an area where I topped the cherry tomato. Here's another area that I cleaned up of it, and I like exposed the green fruit, hoping for them to ripen. There's a couple of plants in here that grew. The birds must have deposited. It's the front porch. So behind these boxwoods were plants that were just growing, and it's pretty shady here. I guess it gets 5 hours of sun, but the plants grew, and there's some nice fruit on there. So there'll be plenty of volunteers here again next year. My container lettuce is finally growing. It didn't do anything for a very long time. I saved for, I don't know why. Oh, I was going to bring this inside later. Some of the basil and the green stalk, I took it out and put it in here, and I put some salad mix in here, so that I'll eat as microgreens. And I'll bring this inside and see if we can get the basil to overwinter and just keep producing. It's really hard being sick because there's so many projects, especially in the fall, that I want to accomplish, and I can't do anything. The cosmos are still hanging on. There's a little spider in there looking like a cosmo flower. So these ground cherries are being eaten as they are still green. They won't get a chance to ripen, but they really bounced back at the end. They have much better fruit size, and the plant looks so much healthier than they did all summer. I wish I could eat some one more time. Oh yeah, I missed it. There's a bunch of asparagus that I'm going to be transplanting here from over where the parsleys were. So let's see. So here's one. This was a transplant from the strawberry palette area. So this will come back next year. They're really hardy transplants. But I'm going to fill this area with them versus anywhere else. I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, I think I'm going to put those container strawberries in here along with these and just stack them together and let them keep each other warm. I had wood chipped the figs. They're really putting on new growth since all that rain. And they look really healthy. I think they'll make it through the winter without intervention from me. I also wood chipped these raspberries. We did lose one, just disappeared. And there's another one over there. Now the sunchoke, or Jerusalem artichoke, had just flowered, a couple weeks ago. Oh, it's very tall. But for my research, it looks like you wait till they pretty much die back before you harvest. So maybe not till November will I be digging up the roots area to see what we can harvest under there. So that's something to look forward to. And the calendula continues, just powerhouse of flowers. I have stopped collecting them, just letting them be for now. They're just so magnificent. All the colors I'm so happy I got. And then the volunteers right there got some really nice growth. The marigolds are still in full bloom. Do quite a bit of deadheading, I'm sorry, and spreading the love. So much beautiful colors. Unfortunately, the wind is picking up. I don't know. I hope I get usable audio here. Yeah, there's still stuff in here that needs to be cleaned out or eaten. Look how gigantic. So they get more sour as they get bigger, and the rind gets tougher. A little acorn squash. Here's the growth on some of the greens on the green stalk. So this is broccoli that was put in with the rhubarb. And they'll shoot up some florets in a little while. Here's some. So largely I've been leaving these for the birds, chickens I mean, and the bees. I just have no interest in having to sift through caterpillars to get to a little bit of broccoli. So here's more artichoke. This one is not as big as the ones over by the house. They haven't gotten as much water, but they're still strong. Let me go back to the other, I forgot. This one's a lot smaller, but it's still strong looking. Here's more broccoli, flowers, and seeds I keep saying I'm going to save from these pods. They look really strong. The kale looks really beautiful now that the cabbage moths have left them alone. The tomatoes are pretty self-explanatory at this point. Alright, so this will be garlic in a week or so. We'll see how it goes. That's prepped and ready to go. Now, I have put down winter rye as my cover crop in this area. I've seeded this 3 times. The first time is this green, and then they just kept ending up with all these holes, and I kept throwing seeds. And the last time I threw seeds, I put netting down, hopefully to keep the birds and the squirrels from stealing the seeds. By the last, the squirrels specifically just got under there and stole the seeds, and that is my last attempt. So the sparseness will stay. It is better than nothing. So that is my attempt at cover crop. I did some weeding of the asparagus over here so you can see them. I only got half of that accomplished. I still have to do this end. And luckily it's whatever this grass is, it pulls up really easy. It's one of those crabby type grasses, but it's not as dense as crabgrass. I'm not exactly sure which type this particular weed is, but it's easy enough to pull up. Well, alright, that's all the energy I have left for today. There's some fall colors. I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye.